Hello, welcome to Good Work Now, your show for finding and creating good work. We've all heard the expression, some things are better left unsaid. Well, today we're going to talk about the things that need to be said. And what has inspired today's show is a new book. It's on many bestseller lists. It's called Crucial Conversations. And it's all about knowing when to have those kinds of conversations and how to have those kinds of conversations. I am very pleased to welcome to our show today Desiree Aragon Nielson. Currently, she's Strategic Learning and Development at Catholic Healthcare West, Mercy. She holds a master's degree in Human Resources Organization Development from the University of San Francisco, is a certified instructor in Crucial Conversations. Desiree, let's start with the first one. What are Crucial Conversations?
So the authors of the book are four co-authors, and they actually have an organization called Vital Smarts. And what they found after doing extensive consulting research is that there were three elements that appeared in just about every time a conversation became crucial.
Okay.
The three elements are strong emotions, opposing opinions, and high stakes.
A conversation becomes crucial when those three elements are present.
Correct.
Okay.
So what may be crucial for me, because I might have strong emotions, I know your opinion is different from mine, or I suspect it is, and I have high stakes in what the end result will be, may not be crucial for you.
Okay.
So I'm preparing for the conversation as if it is crucial, because those three elements are true for me. When I come and talk to you, those three elements may not be there. And so the conversation may not be as crucial as one where it feels crucial for me and it feels crucial for you.
Let's talk a little bit about why in the workplace. Why is it important that we spend time thinking about having crucial conversations, understanding crucial conversations at work? What are your thoughts around why?
Okay. The number one reason that it's most important is because by helping people to understand others' point of view, meaning by my helping you to understand my point of view and what my worldview is, we're going to accomplish more together.
Okay.
So it will help decrease the likeliness of conflicting or combative relationships, work relationships. The other reason I think it's really important is just because, quite honestly, sometimes I may know something that you don't that's important for us to get the benefits of good work.
Right. And by doing that, we're not going to allow the emotional dimension to override everything else.
Correct. I don't want my reptilian brain to take
over.
Exactly. Because really what the authors use this wonderful term, it's called, we dumb down our responses when we feel like we can't speak candidly, when we're afraid we won't be heard, or when we feel like we don't know how to enter into a crucial conversation. What we do is we allow groupthink to take over.
Exactly.
Or we allow our boss's opinion to take over, and we lose the opportunity to give our input.
And actually, there's been some historical cases. I can't remember which shuttle accident, but the intelligence of decision making is compromised when we don't have crucial conversations.
Exactly. Because certain people failed to question the authoritative decisions, and what you'll see historically, even in this case through NASA that you're talking about, is people questioned it initially, but once it got up to a certain level of leader, as I understand it, by the way, once it got up to a certain level of leader, what happened is they said, well, at this point, I don't want my job to be in jeopardy. I've already questioned it here, here, and here. At some point, I have to just say enough, and that's what they did. And the truth of it was no. At some point, they needed to speak up, even to the highest level of authority.
So there's some significant implications.
Absolutely.
In life, if we don't have crucial conversations when they need to happen.
Exactly. So. And in healthcare, it is life and death for us. And that's why we really appreciate crucial conversations as a tool. There was a research study that was done by the authors of Vital Smarts who did a research study called Silence Kills. And it talks about the impact of not speaking up in healthcare.
Let's talk about the first area, spotting conversations keeping you from what you want. Say more about what that means.
Okay, so one of the things that we know for a fact is people will say, well, I've already talked to so-and-so about that time and time again, and they don't do anything different. And what the authors would help us to understand is that it often means that we're either not holding the right conversation, or we're holding the right conversation, but we're not holding it well.
Oh, okay.
A lot of times we'll get stuck on what we call content. Like, I'm stuck on talking to you about you being late, when really the issue is how every time you show up late, it impacts our relationship with one another. Because in my life experience, it's been that lateness is a sign of disrespect. I mean, sometimes conversations will get sidetracked. People will sidetrack conversations with what's happened in the past. People will sidetrack conversations with what their excuses are for why something is working or not working. And what you want to do is stay focused on what you really want for the relationship. If you get off your focus on what you want for the relationship, you may get into proving your point or telling your own backstory. And your point and your backstory don't matter as much as what you really want out of the relationship. So if you stay focused on what you want out of the relationship, the conversation goes in a different direction, and a positive one at that.
Speaking persuasively and not abrasively, there's been a little bit of hint of that already, but let's say some more about the difference between those things.
Yeah, so I'll give you a model that is in the book. There's a model called the STATE skills, which is an acronym. S being is you state anything that you observed. You know, Sam was late on 5 different occasions, right? And then I tell my story behind that, which is I felt fearful or I felt uncomfortable because, you know, I was worried about our collective reputation, right?
Well
Something
said.
like that. So I state the facts, I tell my story, and then I ask for Sam's opinion around that. So Sam, I'd love to hear a little bit about you. How did you experience the lateness in that meeting, right? And then the TE, so that was STA, the last TE is you talk tentatively and you encourage testing all along. So whole time I'm using I statements and I'm speaking tentatively as if there's room for me to be wrong, for my error. I could be mistaken here.
Right, like your reality is subject to change.
Yes.
You're being provisional.
Yes. You want to do things to keep you in dialogue with that person. So if you start yelling, or if you distract them with a counterpoint, or if you talk about that back history, none of those things are going to keep you in dialogue. So safety, respect, and staying focused on what you really want are things that are all going to help you stay in dialogue.
So, for example, let's say that you and I are having a crucial conversation, and then suddenly one of us starts going into a different area, maybe historical information that's not germane to the current conversation. Then would you say, Brian, that's not what we're talking about right now? Can we focus on this?
Yeah.
Just redirecting me, simply redirecting me.
And I might use a contrasting statement.
Okay.
And a contrasting statement is a skill that goes something like this. Brian, I don't want to lose sight of the historical information.
You have such a nice way of putting it. That's good. That's good.
But the don't want, do want statement, I'd love to take credit for, but it's really what the author saw that really skilled people were doing in the workplace. So they saw time and time again, after researching well over 25,000 people, that what would happen is that leaders had this natural way of using this don't want, do want term. So as much as I'd like to take credit for being smooth, it's really a skill.
What's it again? Don't want?
Don't want, do want. It's called a contrasting statement. And I'm saying, Brian, I don't want to lose sight of this historical information. I know what happened in the past is important here. What I do want is for this moment in time for us to stay focused on what we want going forward.
Did we just have a crucial conversation about crucial conversations?
Well, I'm not sure our opinions were opposing.
That's right. That's right. Good assessment. And let me provide some contact information in case you'd like to reach Desiree and talk to her more about her experience with reading and applying crucial conversations. Until next time, keep up the good work, and thank you so much for watching.